Did you? We were talking about Gyllenhaal. Did y'all see the trailer for Roadhouse?
I haven't seen the first one.
Yeah, where Conor McGregor just plays himself.
He just plays himself, and that's why I think he can play himself. Like I was worried.
The acting in the trailer was good. Now maybe it's just 90 seconds of good, but
sure.
Me as a bit of a Conor hater, nothing negative to say about that trailer.
It was his posture is hilarious when he walks into the. He's just like the way his shoulders and his arms, and he's just like the way he's just like leaned forward, all weird. And then I don't know, but the line, of course, where he headbutts Gyllenhaal was hilarious. But he's got a golf club, which I thought was bizarre. I don't think that's a good melee weapon at all. I feel like first swing, the head's breaking off, and now you just got a whippy.
Dude, you only need one swing with a golf club to end.
He's in a roadhouse.
Yeah, you're assuming 1, that I hit with that swing. 2, I'm not in a bar environment with a dozen people.
Then you're probably not going to.
We're taking that away from you, friend.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an actor now. He's a whiskey man. He's an actor. He's not a fighter anymore.
He's an actor. I don't think Conor fights again.
He's gonna fight again, but it'll be his last fight, I think, or his second to last fight. He's gonna fight Chandler. Like I don't think he can get out of that. There's been contracts signed or something, some sort of. When he did the Ultimate Fighter, he agreed to fight that man, and now he clearly can't get out of it. You can kind of see the way he answers questions. He's like, apparently it'll be Chandler. You know, it's gonna be Chandler. I suppose it'll be Chandler. Like he's not excited about it, but he knows that. Look, you signed, you agreed. You fight the motherfucker.
So I can't get the money fight, which is Jake Paul, unless I fulfill my contractual obligation to fight Chandler.
Yeah.
Stuck on that.
No,
word.
How many? Hasn't it been like 6 years since he's fought, and he's still on the hook for a fight from a contract?
Like Would you say 3, Kyle?
Well, no, that's not a. So on the fight with a contract isn't a good way to look at it. You know, he agreed. He does a contract every fight. So he recently, like last year, they did the reality show, The Ultimate Fighter, and sort of often what they'll do is they'll have the coaches fight each other at the end. It's a fun way to end the reality show, not on the show, obviously. They'll do a pay-per-view event after. And so Conor was the coach, and this Chandler guy was the coach, and they're both seemingly in the same division, around the same ranking or whatever. And but a year has passed now, and it's like what's fucking going on? Not a year since the show, but like. It's been years since he's fought. Even it's been so many years since he's beaten an opponent that you could actually be like, yeah, that was a good win. That was a good win.
You all think he'll have one more fight and then be done?
Yeah.
So
if he starches Chandler, then obviously the story continues.
Well,
his last fight was in 21. Oh, sorry, and maybe it's been 6 years since he had a good win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't. When he came back and smoked Cerrone, it was hard to even decide what that meant because the circumstances were odd. Cerrone was at the end of his career, and the way Conor did it was so interesting, though, that it was like, what just happened here? Did we just see like a new Bruce Lee type fucking thing? Like, did he just change the game up with shoulder strikes? But I don't know.
Nobody's done it since. It feels to me like Cowboy was looking for a way out of that fight. He got hit in the nose with the shoulder and was like, I'm out.
He took a head kick right after that. It was rough. He got I remember people saying that maybe he threw or he gave up. He took an ass beating. Like he was done. If he had like manned up like that one fight you like where maybe Diaz gives him the finger and he's like,
Cowboy. Yeah, that was where Cowboy looked.
If he just gone out for another beating or continued to take one, like I think that's what would have happened. He wasn't going to beat Conor that night. Like, say what you want about Conor and like his longevity. He starches Cerrone every night of the week.
Is MMA the sport that you follow, Scott, like professionally, or you just teach it and you're not that into watching it? These two are obsessed with it. I'll watch a fight once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I follow MMA, but I definitely follow certain fighters. Like, I like Pereira. I'll watch Israel Adesanya, but I don't like him.
I got fighters like that.
Same thing.
Yeah. Fucking, but yeah, it's it's interesting. And talking about the Cerrone thing, I think what happened was like the shoulder, because it's the punch you get hit with that you don't see coming that does like the damage and stuff like that. So I think that it was just I think there was just momentum from the get-go with the shoulder strikes. He was like, what the fuck is this? I just got hit with the shoulder. And then it wasn't over then, obviously. He got pieced up more. But he just couldn't really do much of anything after that, you know?
Yeah, he was like, the look in his eyes was like, what the fuck? My nose hurts so much. I can't breathe. I think maybe I've seen him like blow his nose before with a bad broken nose, and in his eyes did the puffy thing. So maybe that was even in his head. I've had my nose broken, not in a fucking professional fight, but just a kid punching me in school. And it was like, I'm done now. I don't want to do this anymore. So I can relate to it. But he did keep fighting, and he got kicked in the head and took like
that's frightening. I've had my nose broken a couple times, maybe 4. And I've had it broken where I shrugged it off and I was the tough guy that I aspire to be. And I've had it broken where, like you said, I just was like, time out. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm like bending over, just leaking, pouring out of my face. And those guys could have done anything they wanted to me at that point. I was only interested in watching my blood, I guess. Yeah,
dude, the stories you guys and like other guests, maybe Scott is something like this, where people who are into fighting will talk about like, yeah, you go to a gym and like sometimes the guys you get paired up with there will pretend like they're going to go easy on you, but really they just want to piece up a newbie and like pub stomp. And that right there is enough to keep me out of that hobby, or out of it as a hobby forever. Is like, I'm in my 30s and I'm going to go get my ass beat by some dude in his 20s who's been doing it for 5 years and just wants to practice. He's like, man, I wonder what this idiot's head's going to feel like on my hand.
Or some dude who's 18. He has amazing cardio. He's on the current high school wrestling team, and he sees you as an adult he can test his skills on. And it's like, I don't need this ass kicking, son.
Dude, I'd get beat up like one time, like somebody taps me out over and over, and I'd be like walking out like, this is actually gay. This whole thing, this is actually fucking gay, and it's like
Paulie do it. What's your quiz?
You didn't scare me away. I'm choosing to leave. I'll have you know
shit. Black magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go join a fucking tennis or pickleball league.
What I like about fighting drama is I enjoy the WWE aspect of it because I can usually tell. I'm like, oh, he's doing a little bit here. He's got a practice line here. He knew what he was going to call him. He's got insults. He's got retorts. I enjoy the Chael Sonnen
gateway
style of that game. But I also enjoy when it's like when bullshit goes wrong, when keeping it real goes wrong, from that Dave Chappelle bit, where it's like that fighter thought that we were going to do a play, sort of I push you, you push me thing. But he pushed a gangster, like a real one. And that guy, like, there was a press conference with John Jones and Daniel Cormier where they started fighting Taylor. It was long ago, and there wasn't that like security team of even huger human beings to be like, no, Dana White wasn't even there. They let these two men who despise each other go on stage and face off, and it goes push, push, push. We're fighting now.
Yeah, it was huge. They were fighting, and Daniel Cormier sort of fell off the stage. They're on this elevated platform, and it's like 3 feet. It's not the kind of fall that hurts a pro athlete typically. But the point is, like, he's tipping over, and there's like a curtain he might have fallen into, and it was a real bad look, even though it was a pretty minor fall. And I think he lost his shoe or something. He like threw his shoe at John, and he couldn't take losing the push. Like he's like, I'm not done fighting yet. I hear no bell.
He said, and John was on me, and I was thinking, I'm gonna bite him.
Yeah. He didn't, but that was his idea. He's like, because I can't lose. I'd rather bite him than lose. Normally, Dana White stands in between the fighters when they do. I think they were just going to do a pose where they were like pretending to square up.
Face off, yeah.
Dana White, thank you. Dana White, one, is a little more physically imposing. Like if Dana White wanted to block or break up you and Kyle, he would have an okay chance at like,
he's big,
exerting himself.
Especially
he's big and strong. And also, he carries the respect of being the boss. Like, it really matters what Dana White thinks of you to your fighting career. Well, the guy that was in the middle, who was it? Do you remember his name?
I think it was just some dude they had.
It might have been Goldie, or it might have been some random representative from the Mirage. It was. They had no bit.
So it was someone I knew.
Very ceremonial as far as the keep them apart guy. The shit. What I mean though is I like that part of MMA when shit is real and visceral, and it's like this guy genuinely hates that guy, and they've got to step in that fucking cage tomorrow night, and he's gonna take it out on him. He's gonna make it personal, and you don't. I don't know. I really enjoy that part of it. The fakeness and the like the genuineness like coalescing in that sport is fun to me. That's those.
Have you ever seen Chael Sonnen and Tito Ortiz the press conference?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Tito said Chael made money with his mouth. He's like, the only person that makes their money with their mouth around here is your porn star wife. I added a bit, but that's about right.
We were never married. That was his retort. That was his retort, Taylor. He's like,
that's a bad comeback. You gotta, if you got nothing, you gotta agree and amplify and pretend you don't care. That's
she made money. Yeah. She made more money with her mouth than you made from a career of fighting Chael, the real gangster, Sonnen. Get out of here. Like that's what he should have said. You're
is
too
Chael the lazy eye guy?
No, Chael's the fucking handsome.
Fuck, that would have been a good one.
No.
Oh, you're thinking of Michael Bisping, maybe.
Oh, okay. What does Chael Sonnen have that you can get him on real quick? If I recall, he's a good-looking guy who's fit and a professional fighter.
Yeah.
Yes. And he comes from a wealthy family, and he's well-spoken, and he's got all his brains.
Great sense
then he's hard to...
He kind of learned how to talk from, like, professional wrestling. He kind of brought that into the UFC.
Stone Cold Steve Austin would give him lines.
Oh, yeah.
Was he one of the first guys to kind of bring that WWE energy to the press conferences in UFC?
Yeah, he was the first one to really make it stick. You had like Frank Shamrock and Tito Ortiz, which this is how you know it was really bad when fucking Tito Ortiz wins. He tried to do it, and it just absolutely failed. I think he said he was going to beat Tito into the living death.
Yeah.
Into the living death.
I'm going to beat you into a living death.
He didn't have to say anything. He just kind of cracked up at it. And it was just weird.
Dude, it was before the good talkers got to it, but it was Ken Shamrock, and I don't remember who. It might have been a boxer or something. But the guy said that Ken Shamrock was gay as part of their trash talking. And he's like, I'm not gay, but you better be thankful for that. Because if I was, there's not a goddamn thing you could do about it. And I was like, oh, fuck. He threatened to rape him on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Dude, that's how you take things to 11 out of 10.
Agree and amplify. Right?
You're a terrible fighter. I'm going to molest you. It's like, oh, damn, that guy brought a gun to a knife fight.
Chael's shit talking to Brazil and a few Brazilian fighters in particular was epic. Like, I remember there was a Brazilian interviewer. He's like, why do you say these things about my country? Why do you say these things about all Brazilians? It's because I'm trying to pick a fight with some Brazilian fighters. And by the way, they're barely Brazilian fighters. He lives in Los Angeles in a $2 million home. He drives a Phantom. Do you know how much a Phantom costs? You know how far that money would go in your little favela?
For your corrugated tin roofs.
Those are some of the best Chael moments is when he's like he's not even like trying to talk shit. He's just like, are you seriously asking me this right now? And he just has to run through it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, so we all know the one where he said that the Guerra brothers came off the bus and then they tried to feed the bus with a carrot. And he sticks to this story and he tells it with almost Norton McDonald patience, where like it's taken a while to get to the point. I'm sorry.
And sincerity,
sincerity. Yeah. He doesn't break character, and he just goes on, tells this story that most people love. For me, it didn't totally land, about how he fed carrots because he confused a bus for a horse. Okay, cool. Well, then Ariel Helwani gets him on an interview. And he just lays out the ridiculous story he told. You told this story of the Nog brothers feeding the carrots to the bus and petting the bus and saying, whoa, girl, whoa, settle down. And Chael, obviously caught in a stupid lie, looks him in the eye and goes, that really happened. And just stuck with it. Doubled down. I was like, shit, Chael's good at this because he's winning me over.
Yeah, I enjoy him thoroughly. And of course, Conor was funny when he could back it up. He was calling his shots and stuff. That was good. And I like Colby. I like Colby because he says awful things. He says the kind of shit that kids in high school say when they want to pick a fight. But he says them into a microphone to millions of people in front of your family. And there's something intriguing about that for me, because then he has to go fight him, and I want to see it.
He usually loses
Yeah, it gets you in.
I'm sure he has a winning record, so that's not fair to say.
lately. Okay.
Late.
No, I think
wrong?
the sun's starting to
Okay.
set on Colby.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's got one more. He's got one
I
more.
was thinking he's a little like I'm gonna fuck this name up. Gustafsson, Guff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That guy made his career out of losing good fights. Like he got his ass kicked by John Jones, but looked pretty good when it happened to him. He got his ass kicked by DC, but he put up a nice solid fight. This guy can lose to top talent and look like he belongs in the ring with them. That's Colby's talent also.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to these cards that are coming up. They're pretty ridiculous. I think the Poirier fight may have fallen apart. I don't think it was
Actually, he
sealed
put
up.
out a new tweet that said it was a mistake between him and his management, and it's back on.
Okay,
Oh,
good deal
nice.
then. Yeah, so lots of good cards coming, and I really do want to see the Conor fight. It's such a spectacle, because here's the thing about the Conor fight: they'll surround him with good talent too. It'll be a good card. It won't be just a Conor card. I think it'll be a good card.
I hope you're right. I feel like they drifted away from that. Like early Conor cards were amazing. The UFC puts on 2 events that I call Super Bowls a year, roughly, right? 300 is going to be one of them, but most of the cards are just regular. And then every so often, there's 2 or 3 champions on the same night, and the rest of the people of the card are all like cared about fighters, and it's cool. Early on, Conor was on stacked cards, and then as time went on, it seemed like his cards got shittier and shittier, and they would just ask Conor to carry the sales all by himself, which he did. But I hope they go back to stacked Super Bowl Conor cards.
Sure.
And it's not just like Conor and 11 Woodies on the card.
Like I said, I think we're getting one more Conor card, unless he beats Chandler, and then we'll get another one. We'll get
a title fight if he beats Chandler.
I think so, but at what weight class? They're so corrupt over there. They're so corrupt over there. They're going to let him fight a 150. They're going to let a 155er who was a 145er fight a 155er at 170, and if he wins, they're going to say, you should fight the 170 pound champion now that you've beaten a 155er at 170. It's going to be nonsense, and that I swear they'll do it. He will fight Leon Edwards, and it's an interesting matchup. I don't care. I'll watch it.
Did they say 170 though, or was it 185? Because I thought I heard whispers about that.
Yeah, somebody, but I think that's just them. I think that's Conor being a jackass. Because
Conor and Chandler both said 185, if I have my facts right. I know Conor did. And like Kyle, I also am doubtful that that's a real thing. Yeah,
I think he's just being a jackass. I think he likes getting those extra clicks just by adding a little extra cherry on top of weirdness. Like, whoa, 185? Is he going to get bigger? Is he is Conor 205 walking around and he's got a cut to 180? No, he's not. He's probably walking around at like 205. Actually, yeah, he's probably walking around 205, huh? He looks thick. He looks big.
He's thick as fuck. I am not good at estimating weight through TV.
Yeah, I don't know.
If I stood next to him, I might be a little better.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because he is shorter than us.
Yeah, Hollywood's based on this. Like all your favorite action stars are 5'9".
Yeah, that's true.
It's true.
That's true.
I know everyone knows 5'9" guys. They can't be heroes.
No, they can't even. I don't know.
You got
car seats like that.
What's the minimum height for being a hero? Probably 6'5" or so. I'm not
6'6", I would think, is the minimum parameters for being a hero.
I don't think I would be able to tell the difference.
I need to know dick size if I'm going to choose.
Yeah, you need to tell how big someone's cock is and be like, man, this guy's a fucking hero.